Hi everyone, this is the Empty Nester. Welcome to December 2nd, another beautiful spring day in Missouri. I love it. The weather's going to change though, and I'll show you on the weather forecast why I'm going to go ahead and pot up and move the Oca to more protected
Here's a look at
area.
the weather forecast for this week. Today it's 52, maybe going down to 29 tonight, so that's not really a good temperature. It's way below freezing. Tomorrow it'll be back up to 46, down to 36, so it'll all be above freezing. Sunday we've got 46 going down to 32 with a chance of rain, and that's not good because if the soil gets wet, then the water will freeze deeper into the earth, where at the moment the earth isn't frozen yet, and the rain will cause more freezing into the ground depending on how much rain we get. Monday we've got 50 down to 35, so that's a good day. 44 to 25 on Tuesday, so 25's not very good. And then Wednesday a possible snow, 37 to 15, so that's definitely not a good day for the Oca to be out there. 25 to 14 for Thursday, 33 to 22 Friday, back up to 42, down to 25, up to 42, down to 25 for Sunday. So I'm going to have to make the judgment call to go ahead and pot the Oca up and protect it or bring it in. To be a good idea too is to save your containers from when you buy plants and reuse them. Or in this case, my daughter brought me these from the garden center she worked at, where people brought them in to have them recycled. And all I'm going to do is grab, without doing too much damage. Wow, look at all them Oca. And the soil is so loose you can't do too much. Wow, look at that. This actually needs a bigger pot, but it's fun to have to deal with this pot. Get some soil in here. You're risking taking aphids in the house also when you do something like this. But look at these guys, they're growing Oca along the stems and in the ground, because the stems were hilled up like potatoes get hilled up. But this is like a bumper load of Oca, and if only it'll bulk up, you know, enough to be like a small potato size, and that either may or may not happen. But I'm going to give it a shot. Everywhere that this plant touches the ground, it'll start throwing out roots and forming tubers. Need to get that in and get the green out. Oca is something that's grown in Peru in North America, and it likes a short day climate, where I'm a neutral day climate here in Missouri. If you live in states like Washington, the state of Washington, not the Washington D.C., they have a really good crop, or they can grow this really well. They have a great environment and a long growing season for it. Here's another little guy. This is almost like the harvest and repotting. I was going to try not to hurt these guys. Look at this one. So this is kind of like a harvest and transfer. I almost need a tub to put these in. It's like, where's the roots on this one? All the way down here. That's really wild. it's kind of like they didn't get a lot of roots. In my climate, these guys are, they don't like heat. You know, last year I lost I lost 11 out of 13 varieties because as soon as it got to 95 degrees, they were falling over. And I found it best this year to grow these guys in shade. These guys survived in shade in my garden last year. So I grew them completely in filtered sunlight in a shaded area, and they survived some 100-degree days and did well. And why do I do things like this? I need to get this root in the ground. And you know, it's a challenge, and if I can get a crop that's daylight sensitive into a day neutral area growing habit, you know, break the cycle of it needing short days, or like next year I'm going to give it a shot of putting a container, you know, a box of newspaper over them starting in August at say 4 or 5 o'clock, and that way they think they're in a shorter environment, and maybe I'll get bigger tubers next year. Everything is an experiment, and the more you try, the more you learn, and the more you're able to grow. Let's find the ends of these. There's the end root. I'm amazed at how little root there is in here. So make sure the main root is covered, and then get all the tubers in. And it leaves very little green on top. I should have just pulled these out and put them straight into a container that was bigger, and that way I wouldn't have disrupted them. But they'll have to live and learn. Or I'll have to live and learn. That's more like it, huh? Try not to disrupt that one. But I think you all know how to pot, so I'm going to go ahead and make this kind of short and get these guys potted up and protected. I'm going to still keep them outside, but be able to bring them in when it gets extremely, extremely cold. Once I have a greenhouse up and running, then I won't have to worry about this as much. If you have a bigger container, you can just pick them up and put them in like this and not disrupt them as much. Look at this plant. How many bulbs are on here? This pile is even harder to figure out which plant goes where. They're intertwined. What happened was the vine fell over and created all these tubers along the vine. So it's almost like you gotta take it like this. Bury it. There's some good sized tubers forming in there. know how happy the plant's going to be like this, but live and learn. Walnut. Do we need a walnut tree in a pot? Nope. Now you see why I have so many problems with growing plants with all the walnuts. This guy's been frostbitten, so I don't know if the tubers will or won't continue to grow on it. We'll put this one on this side here and take a look at it later. Okay, here's the extent of what I pulled up. One tub in all these containers, and then these guys right here are some that fell off, and I found 2 pecans, 1 acorn, and I threw the walnut out. But this is how Mother Nature gardens. She sends the squirrel in to grow fruit. And now to get these guys protected. Thanks for watching, and I hope you all have a wonderful day. The sun is getting ready to set over there. Can't actually see it. It's on the other side of the hill. But that's the best I can do for sunset in Missouri. Thanks for watching, and have a beautiful day. There's a little more of the sunset in Missouri.